Kendra with Twist TV, and I'm back with another video. This is going to be on the subject matter of submission. Now, this goes into my misconception and food for thought. But there's a common misconception going around, and I like to start it off with this. And I did a video a while back about this. And one of the common misconceptions is that black women don't like submission. And this is practiced on social media all the way around the board, where everybody talks about black women and how they're not submissive, and how because they're fatherless and all of these things. And I don't know where this information is coming from. I don't know who wrote the book on submission. But can I explain something? Black women have no issue with being submissive. We have never had an issue with submission. The problem that we had with submission, if there was a problem with submission, which there was, but not submission in itself, the giver and the compromising in a relationship, we never had an issue with, right? That is submission. The problem is what we as black men and female have been taught about submission, right? So in our society, oftentimes we are taught that submission means that the man gets to cheat. He gets to go out, he gets to cheat. He gets to do what he wants and come back home, his wife, his girlfriend, right? She didn't even have to be his wife. She cooks, she cleans, and does all that a wife does without the expectation of asking or requiring this man to even make her a wife, right? Because they're expecting this all from girlfriends, right? So she's supposed to cook, clean, and do all those wifely things, and give him and have his babies and whatnot, and require nothing. But he gets to cheat and come back home, and he gets to eat the big piece of chicken and be treated like the man, back rub, foot rub, and she has to take the abuse. And the moment that she gets tired of taking that abuse, she is a independent woman who's a male basher and who wants to usurp the authority of men. This is taught to both male and female. And there was a problem because through the eyes of the black woman and through the eyes of the black woman, we saw a submission as taking abuse. When submission just simply means compromise, right? To willfully submit yourself under the leadership of a God-fearing husband, not boyfriend, not fiance, right? So the men, our men, were also taught submission meant that you could do what you want, how you want, and she cannot say anything about it or do anything about it. The moment she does, she's ungrateful, independent, masculine female who you shouldn't be with, or she tries to use the authority of the men. So this is why there was an issue with submission. We have no problem with submitting to our husbands. We have no problem with compromise. We have no problem for the women who don't, because you can't put that on one race of women. All women, if they have issue with submission, compromise, that's just their issue. But I'm speaking on black women today. We personally have absolutely no problem with submitting to our husbands at all. Okay? So, and it's to submit to husbands, not boyfriends, long-term boyfriends, or state law, legal, like what you call it when that person lived together long enough to be considered your husband. No, husbands that with legal binding contractual marriage. Those are whom we submit to, or whatever custom you have of marriage, right? And so, if you're a fiance, that is not a legal binding contract. So if that man decides that he comes to you, he say, will you marry me? He get on his knee, he put a ring on your finger, y'all now fiance, but y'all not married yet, he is legally still not obligated to be faithful, right? I'm being honest, and neither are you, woman. You are not. But if we know that nowadays verbal agreements are as legally binding as a written contractual agreement. So if you both have agreed that you will not see anyone else, and you guys would be together, fiance, so that because you're leaning toward marriage, then if that man or woman breached contract during the time of your fiancéship, I would say don't marry that person, because they're letting you see who they are before you get married. That means that person is not for you, right? So if you guys are fiance and he cheats, I would marry him, because he's letting you know that that is going to be an issue that y'all going to have in your marriage. That is a red flag. If she cheats during your fiance, I don't care if it's the night before your wedding. If it is a night before your wedding and he has sex with the bar bouncer, or he has sex with one of your bridesmaids, or your cousin, or your sister, or your mother, believe me, these are circumstances that be happening, or your brother even, right? Nowadays, ugh. But that be the case. Do not marry him or her. This is letting you know that that person is not loyal. Because it shouldn't take a piece of paper for you to understand that if you agree to be with that person, to death do you part, or agreeing that y'all gonna be monogamous and not see anybody else, it should never take that for you to not cheat. And if you're gonna cheat even with that agreement, you would cheat anyway in the marriage, right? So therefore, I would say don't marry that person, right? Because they're letting you know that they're not loyal, point blank, period. So I wanted to just do that little food for thought, that little common misconception, because there's a lot of misconceptions being passed around about black women, and it's my job as a black woman to say, well, as a so-called black woman, you know, American Indian woman, it is my job to literally say to you guys that that's wrong. And I don't care what society says. It is not true that we are not submissive. It is also not true that we do not like male authority. We respect male authority. We love male authority. Are there women who may have issues with male authority? Yeah, but that's women of all races, right? That's not just a black woman thing, right? That's and especially nowadays, that's a all woman thing. If she has an issue with male authority, she just does, right? But that is not an issue in the black community as an overall. We do not hate men. We do not want to usurp authority of men. We are not anti-men. I don't know when that became a thing that was placed on us. Beyonce made the Independent Woman song, and now all of a sudden we don't like men. Like, I don't understand that. A couple of women say that they don't need men because their hearts got broken. Now they put that as a slogan for all of us. We do not all think alike. As a matter of fact, contrary to belief, black women take very much pride in having a man. That's why in our community, women go so hard to have men, right? Because in our community, it is highly favorable for you to have a man, right? That's why some women, you know, back in my family, they would say a PC man is better than none, right? So they would take any man, blind, crippled, or crazy, even toothless, and that means even if he was a drug addict, didn't matter. They would take that man any way he came. So this is a misconception being spewed in our community that and then a lot of them be like, y'all like Ray Ray and Pookie's and them, but I thought y'all said we don't like men altogether. Make it make sense. Make it add up. Do we not want men, or do we want Ray Ray and Pookie's? Because that's also a lie, right? We don't just want bad men. I've never dated a Ray Ray and Pookie a day in my life. So I don't know what you're talking about. Any woman that is looking for a so-called gangster is due to the lack of protection. She is looking to be protected. That is what segues her into a type of man like that. She sees that he is respected. She wants to go where she feels she is protected, if she has not had that father to protect her. I'm not going to go into that. This is just a little food for thought. And if you have a comment down below, or you agree, don't agree, disagree, some of y'all get on here and disagree, tastefully disagree, okay? Please, don't be disrespecting me. But anyway, this is Kendra with True Us TV. Stay up, stay blessed. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Put God first above all else, and peace out.